locals that were selected in that. And Chartwell's board decided to go with Ausonio, and we're very pleased that they did.
Yeah, indeed. It's a magnificent building from what I've seen. We have some photographs of it. Why don't we bring up the first slide that we have. We'll show one of the three in case another guest uses the other two. You can see behind you over your shoulder there, there is a view across Commons, it looks like, to one of the buildings. Which building is that?
That's the McMahon Center. That's where they had their presentation today.
Oh.
It really, that's a night shot there. And
what is that particular building used for?
That is their multi-purpose room.
And how many buildings make up the campus? How large a project is it in terms of square feet or dollars?
20,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, it's broken into two buildings. You have the, you know, the administrative and multi-purpose room, and then you have the classrooms in another area. And that's why it's the first platinum campus of its type.
Because of the multiple buildings.
Because of the multiple buildings, right.
Now this particular, you talked about daylighting. Here's another photograph showing a lot of glass on the side and a column of sort of a light scoop up at the top of that orange element. Want to explain the purpose of daylighting? That's a little bit of a buzzword that we use.
Tom, in this presentation, we had a room full in that McMahon Center, and there were no lights in that whole building because it was just daylight. It was lighting up the whole building.
It's obviously using electricity, less electricity.
Exactly, and there are benefits to daylighting that go beyond just energy savings.
Like what?
And some of those are things that I know Chartwell is very passionate about, and Douglas Atkins can really express that.
Just a healthy environment.
One of the reasons, well, yeah, I think the reason why they did a lot of this was not for green building. It's just that they wanted to have the best environment for the children at their school.
There's a photograph that we just put up of some kids sitting in one of the daylit rooms. There you can see how bright that is.
Right.
That's
the
children
stage
look very
area
calm
there.
And enjoying the new spaces.
Oh, they are so fortunate, and there are quite a few people that Congressman Farr's wife was there. One of the people presenting, they received a plaque from Congressman Farr, as well as from Assemblyman Laird.
Yeah, so it's definitely a big deal. I mean, to have this building of this care and complexity and certification.
And the thing, too, though, is what Mrs. Farr was saying is that Sam apparently had dyslexia, and this is something that, you know, she thought would have been great. You know, he had to compensate in a lot of areas in order to meet where he did, and you know, this is just such a great.
And you brought up that learning challenge that Chartwell is particularly focused on, and that's dyslexia. We were hoping to have the program director on this program to talk about that more specifically. So. He sees it not as a disability, but as learning styles or learning patterns that can be diagnosed and developed for kids to develop compensations and learn at their particular style. It's interesting that Chartwell has a very low teacher-to-student ratio. It's like 1 to 6, as I recall.
Amazing. So, classrooms, I think, are designed for 12 children.
Oh, is that right?
Most, yeah.
Are they standard-sized classrooms in your mind?
Yeah, they're standard size.
Just lots of room to set up learning stations and.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing. They set up a lot of Chartwell so that it could be an educational vehicle for the students, the parents, and the teachers. But it's transcended that by leaps and bounds, because now you'll see. City of Monterey is adopting an ordinance, a green building ordinance. And
we had the building official here.
He has made visits to Chartwell. You know, it's one thing to have a platinum building there. It's kind of a lightning rod for everybody to go there and see that. And I think everybody wonders what a green building is like, and here is the model green building. So I do believe that Chartwell also had some influence in City of Salinas in picking their aquatic center to be a green building as well, because of the the success of Chartwell in that respect.
And you'll be doing the construction on the pool, the new.
No, we did try to bid for that.
Sorry to bring that up.
That's okay.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the school and the characteristics that make it platinum. Now, I have the lead guide here of the 5 categories that it's rated in. So they have things like sustainable sites, water efficiency, energy, indoor air quality, innovation and design process, and then the materials themselves.
Right.
So you've excelled, in each of these have certain credits or numbers that are assigned to your response to these requests, so to speak. And then you add this number up and you said you were in excess of even the platinum rating.
Right.
Let's go through each of them. On the website at Chartwell, which is simply just Google Chartwell School, it's www.chartwell.org. You'll see the whole LEED issues brought up and discussed. Now, I should mention that LEED is an acronym, L-E-E-D, for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
That's right.
And now you're a LEED AP. What's that?
Right. That's LEED Accredited Professional.
Okay. So the U.S. Green Building Council, USGBC, that's another .org.
So many acronyms for green building.
Yeah, the alphabet soup. They certify buildings and they accredit people. So you've done both. All right. Which came first in your case? Did you learn LEED as you went, or did you already have this accreditation?
No, matter of fact, I was very motivated by being in this Chartwell environment, and the vision that the board of Chartwell and Douglas Atkins had for that was very contagious, and wanted to learn more about it and became more involved, and then looked at the, in addition to that, even went to the point of having our building registered as a LEED building, which we're working on that process as well. But it's just one of those things that, as I said, they're a lightning rod for the whole community. And
yeah, I know the LEED accreditation process is somewhat difficult. My son went through it and passed the exam. And incidentally, those of you interested in pursuing this, I'll drop a plug here for him. He developed a test guide called, if I remember, www. LEED Study Guide. And he's selling it over the internet for those interested in passing the test. And compared to other materials that are hundreds of dollars, or seminars that you can also go to, which we also attended, it's been really helpful for me, because I'm more slowly covering the material as well to take the exam.
Well, it's a doozy of a test.
It is, yeah. Congratulations for passing it.
Thank you.
But I think it's important that it be difficult, to give it some credibility. And
well, I think you have to be able to present yourself that way. And the more I studied the test, the more I realized that, if you're presenting a green building before clients that are not familiar with the process, you have to be able to project yourself and know that, yes, this is, you have to exceed recycled content by 10%. And you need to know that off the top of your head. You can't go to a book and say, well, let's see what that is. Got to have it, and the test does definitely make sure that you know all that.
And you need to inspire the confidence of your client, rather than, oh, gee, it's in this book somewhere.
Absolutely.
Right. And the more of these that you do, obviously, the more skilled